Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of SEO Uncensored. I'm your host, Dan Ladanovsky, and we're in for a jam-packed session today. Grab your hit of link juice. We're going to get into some of the facts and some of the analysis around the HCU update, the helpful content update, an update that maybe wasn't so helpful for a lot of webmasters and users after all. Get ready, we're going to get into the facts right now. Let's get canonical with SEO Uncensored! So here we are, we have Glenn Gabe on Twitter. For those of you who don't know Glenn Gabe, he's quite popular, quite a large following, and he essentially, updates, periodically about any changes that happen in the Google SERPs or any updates, and more recently, sort of Brody Clark has sort of taken up this mantra as well. Here we can see Glenn Gabe and what he says. Few choice words about the update. So it's like, hello again, Google land. For the heck of it, I decided to run the visibility numbers on the 360 sites, on 380 sites I'm tracking closely that were heavily impacted by the September HCU update. I wanted to do that since we are almost 2 weeks out for the end of the Magic Core update. Like I expected, none have bounced back at all. That's not shocking since the update is done, but I do believe we could see changes after the Google reviews the form submissions. I shared about that earlier, and in my latest post about the helpful content system being baked into Core. But I also just ran visibility numbers comparing pre-September HCU visibility to today. 270 out of the 380 sites I'm tracking have dropped 90% since then, right? So basically what he's saying is sites that got hit by the HCU update back in September last year, they effectively just kept getting hit. Some up to 90%, some to 95%. Again, I don't believe all of those sites should recover, but some definitely should recover to an extent. Something seems very off with the systems addressing the helpfulness of content within Google's core ranking system. Let's see if things change after those submissions are reviewed. And so what we've got here is we've got just a sample size of some of the URLs that he selected. If we just take a bit of a hover, we can see the current date, it's only got 1,300 visits, but he previously had 300,000. That's a drop in 99.5%. That is a slap if we've ever seen one. And the trend just continues. I mean, look at the drops we're seeing on these sites. We're talking, from sites of 32,000 visitors a month, 75,000 visitors a month, 390,000 visitors a month, dropping down to 50, 63, and 4,000. Like, these are significant hits. 50,000 down to 393. 49,600 or 47,600 down to 61. 324,000 down to 29. Like, look, 84,345 down to 11. Like, this is unbelievable what we're seeing here. Like, this is substantial hits. And what I think we've seen is sites, haven't really recovered. And there hasn't really been any examples of sites that have recovered. I have seen something pretty close, and I'm working on something pretty close. That's to be revealed at a later date. But it does seem that for the vast majority of websites on the internet, there's no coming back from the HCU. Clearly the classifier that's hitting these sites, it's hitting them, and they're not necessarily coming back. Like, Google did change that, it's going from a domain level hit to a page level hit, but looking at the current state of sites that have been hit, one could argue that it'd be very hard to say that almost every single page on, a site that, was getting to, let's say, 84,035 visits, gone down to 11. It's hard to say that every single page on that site was unhelpful, especially if they were getting that level of traffic previously. I'd love to, probably tell you there was, a trick to getting out of the HCU update, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, we saw it took years in some cases to come back from some of the bigger updates like the Google Penguin. So, time will tell. But at the moment, if it's an update you've been hit by, it's going to be very difficult to turn it around. Very difficult, if not possible at all at this point. So, yeah, I mean, my 2 cents, I think, we're going to follow up. We're going to continue what's going on with the HCU update. But, if you do have an update, or you have seen something on the HCU update that a lot of people have missed, do throw it into the comments. As always, like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep following up and seeing what's going on, and keep all you SEO folk updated at SEO Uncensored. Oh yeah. Thank you for listening to another edition of SEO Uncensored. I'm your host, Dan Blahanovsky, and I'll see you next time for more SEO content.